Hey guys, this is Steve,
This is Joe.
and this is the 40 Ounce Podcast. So I got a compliment on our new intro
Good.
from my friend Ben.
Oh,
Shout out to Ben.
What's up, Ben?
Regular enough listener to notice a change
That's
in the intro.
awesome. Well, Ben, to explain to Ben. Oh, already? Sorry. The original intro was supposed to make fun of how annoying and repetitive podcast intros are.
Mm-hmm.
But it didn't stop it from
See,
being
that's what he said.
annoying and repetitive.
Ben said it's not bad enough to be making fun of something that was bad.
Right, I don't know how to make it worse, though. It was really bad.
I know, it was heinous.
Right.
So
but
thanks,
this way
Ben.
we can just get right to it.
Thanks, Ben, for liking it. It's definitely more ergonomical. Let's just get to the point. And that space right after we open the bottles and just chug for a second.
How is it ergonomical?
Is that not the use of ergonomical?
Well, all I know of ergonomical is those newish Gatorade bottles that you squeeze and they have like the handhold.
I think ergonomical is like if more efficient and practical.
I think that's economical. I think
Economical is less costly.
Well, but you can be economical in terms of time.
I guess, but should I look up what ergonomical is?
No,
Okay,
but
cool.
I think
We'll leave it at that.
it is. Maybe in the premium content we'll look it up.
Okay. Yeah, cool.
Did you just say okay with two burps in it?
Two burps.
Because okay is only two letters.
There was okay, yeah, cool with two burps in there.
All right. Your burp per letter was pretty high there.
Yeah, you know.
Being very ergonomical with it.
So, we're going to get to these later, of course, but Joe mentioned last week, and I thought it was only a temporary thing, but when I went to the store, and where we get the scratchers, and there's now only one $1 scratcher on this machine.
Maybe that's just permanent.
And that's really upsetting, because fuck Blazing Hearts. I'm stuck doing Blazing Hearts for life now.
Occupy something about it.
Occupy Tenley Mart, or whatever it's called.
You know, we should really use them as a sponsor.
We should. We should talk to them about it.
Patronize their establishment
I
quite a bit.
patronize their establishment all day.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah, it's such a great mini mart.
don't patronize me. But don't you want my money? Oh. Yeah. Patronize me that way. And also I wanted to do this as close to the beginning as possible. I had someone who doesn't really know us listen to it from my work circles, and they were like, what is it though? Is it just drunken rambling? No, the 40 Ounce Podcast, because we don't explain in the intro,
Right.
is a half-hour podcast where Steve and I each have to finish a 40 of whatever.
Exactly.
It's Old English today. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah.
It's actually pretty light.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's not too bad.
We tasted a lot more if it was a high gravity.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so he meant what is the premise? He didn't realize what we were doing?
She actually used sexist.
Well, you used that tone of voice that was like, well, what is it? Because that's your voice.
Well, I'm not going to go, well, what is it?
You should have. Then I would have known it was a girl.
This is a pet peeve of mine in storytelling in general. When people are telling a story about something when they think someone else is in the wrong, and the voice they use for the person they think is in the wrong is like, it's like, well, that's so
That's not a pet,
slanted.
It's not even a pet peeve. It's like making fun of people with a speech impediment.
No, but everyone does that when they're... I wish I had a better example, but it was like, and he was like, oh, I don't know. It's like, no, that's not what he was like.
And he was like, no, dude, Slim Jims aren't bad for you at all.
I mean, if someone said that, I would imagine they'd have that voice.
See, that's you're your own worst enemy here. You're such a part of the problem.
Well, anyway, that's what this podcast is.
So that was what she was wondering, though. That what exactly we were doing.
Yeah, it's it was funny, but what the fuck?
Okay.
We don't explain it.
I thought you meant what do you want to be? Was her question.
Right.
What is it you guys are working towards?
What are we building in here?
What is he building in there?
Because we don't. We just start drinking it as if everyone in the world knows about this established brand that we have.
Right.
Speaking of established, 9th fucking episode. No big deal. Just saying.
You know what that means? It means the next episode's going to be the 10th.
Whew.
Means we'll be in double digits.
We play our cards right.
Yeah, if we make it that far.
You know what? It's not actually the 9th episode because we recorded 2 episodes.
Yeah, we had two preseason
test episodes to see if we could really do it, and they're not great.
Yeah, but no one watches preseason.
That's true. Maybe that'll be actual premium content if we actually ever do that.
Yeah, when we monetize it.
Monetize that shit.
Yeah,
One of the ways to monetize is to get Tenley Market to comp our beers here.
Yeah.
You know?
I doubt they will. They just don't seem like the people who are like really up on like doing some sort of weird social
so
media
we have a
plan.
podcast. It's driving in business to your store up in Tenleytown. How many listeners do we have in Tenleytown? No one in this house. None of our friends listen
I listen to it after we do it.
And then you go to the Mart.
Then you go to the Mart.
They don't understand the business that's being driven in.
It's a very serious thing going on. Yeah, I don't know of any other Tenley folks that are listening have listened. I mean, my roommates have probably listened.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Do I go to the Mart?
Yeah.
There you go.
We all go to the Mart.
It's a good Mart.
It's a great Mart. Maybe they should
Tenley...
subsidize our beer. Visit Tenley Mart. I don't even know if that's the name of it.
Oh God.
And I don't really care.
We're never gonna monetize at this rate.
We're gonna monetize. Let's just make a Kickstarter and say we're like supporting like our growing business.
And then
once they give us money, it'll be our business.
Then the people can listen to the premium content finally.
Yeah, we'll give them access to the premium content. It's locked in a vault.
On our Tumblr.
On our Tumblr page.
That's
right, folks. We have a Tumblr.
We do. Do you have anything to talk about? I realize that we're not going anywhere.
You want to just do current events? Yeah, I don't have much to talk about. Oh. All right, let's just jump right in, and we'll see if it spurs some nice conversation. Here's the first one that I got. It's scientists. Oh, sorry, I know you were doing some science stuff.
Tilt your thing away, because I can see.
This isn't really science. It's pork and genes is the headline, and apparently there's this compound found in male pigs that that based on humans' genetics will make pork meat either smell like very, very, very slightly on a very minuscule level, like either something nice like vanilla, or like urine and sweat.
What? No,
yeah.
Wait. Could you start from the top and explain? So are they changing?
No one's changing anything. The gene determines whether pork smells like ammonia, urine, and sweat, or if it smells more like vanilla. The compound, similar to testosterone, is found in male pigs. So what they're talking about
the human reaction to the hormone differs between maybe
people,
whether you're Jewish or Muslim or a Gentile,
or if your parents were like whiny and hate good things. But
pork is so good.
So so it's like now you get why people are like, oh, gross, they're eating meat.
But I don't really like bacon. And you want to strangle?
Yeah, I was on this cruise thing. I might have mentioned it a couple weekends ago, and I was sitting next to a relative of mine, and I brought over this whole plate of meats from the breakfast buffet.
Yes.
It was like mostly just meat on my plate.
Your meat round.
Right. I mean, I had some eggs, but it was mostly sausage and bacon and some ham, and there was salami. It was like just the meat plate.
As is your right.
Right. It's a fucking all-you-can-eat buffet. I'm going to eat all the meat.
And it's in international waters. So
exactly.
You can
do whatever I want.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because, salami's very rare in the States. But, so I sat down, and she turns to me, she goes, all of the stuff on your plate looks like it's already been digested. And I turned to her and I'm like, yep. And then I popped like 3 strips of bacon and like chewed them open mouth like right in front of her. Not like in a mean way, but like just to show like, I don't care. Bacon's the yummiest shit. But she, now I realize, might have that gene which makes it smell disgusting.
Does she also have the gene that makes her judgmental of other people's decisions?
This is the Isaac family we're talking about. So it's funny because I obviously have the gene that makes it smell like ammonia, urine, and sweat, which is just the best smell. I love it. It's what makes me want to eat pig more.
You got lucky.
I got lucky. I got the good one.
That sweaty pee.
Sweaty pea pig. So yummy.
It's the best glaze.
Yeah, it's actually very simple.
You sweat and pee on the pig.
On a side of ham.
No, on the pig.
On the pig.
While
you pop the pig in your giant oven. Alive?
What you need is a pee trap that you open up on top.
Well, you just pee into the hole.
And then it drizzles down.
Drizzles.
While it cooks.
It is really low brow.
Oh, it sounds so good, though. That's the thing about pork. Is that even when you're talking about peeing on it, it makes your mouth water. Even when it's objectively...
still like bacon.
An interesting facet of this story, which isn't part of the story at all, There's a concept of international waters.
Yeah.
I can't believe that's a thing.
It has to be.
I mean, it is, I guess. I hear about it all the time.
Exactly.
But, like, it seems like such a crazy loophole. Shouldn't it just be like, hey, whatever country you're from, we're going to, if you do something illegal, if we find out, we'll prosecute you.
Well, yeah.
That's what it should be.
I mean, see, my question is, what are the international water rules? Because there are obviously international water laws, because the boat leaves U.S. soil and can suddenly open up its casino and start selling alcohol to 18-year-olds.
Right.
So I'm wondering, like...
But they can't sell below 18?
No,
yeah.
They can't... Or maybe that's just the ship's choice, that they don't sell below 18.
Maybe,
but I don't know.
I wonder, if it's completely lawless.
But it can't be, because...
That'd be crazy.
Well, there are maritime laws. I just don't know what they are, and I can't imagine that they have to do with selling alcohol to underage people, because I imagine maritime laws are just like, Yar! Don't kill other people!
They do have a code out there, I guess.
We do have a code out here, I guess. Swabs.
Yeah, I don't know. I've never really been out far enough to be international waters, I don't think.
Yeah, you should go on one of these cruises. I went on this cruise, it was a weekend long. So basically, because it wasn't going anywhere, it was only for a weekend, it was basically just get far enough out that we can all gamble and drink like constantly until we get back in a day and a half.
Before the whole thing turns sour, before you get really sick of it.
Exactly.
That sounds pretty good.
Yeah, and that's the big thing. It's like the only reason they do these cruises, it wasn't a small ship, it was a huge cruise liner, is a massive moneymaker, because they're going to make as much as they would in a 7-day trip to the Bahamas.
Right.
On their booze and on the casino, because people are front loading so hard.
Yeah, they got to get all their cruising.
Right, with a cruise for the Bahamas, it's like, you may have like one early big night, but then you pace yourself because you're on it for like a week.
Yep. Sounds like a good business to be in. Maybe that's what we should be doing. Why are we podcasting? We could be cruise magnates.
You need a lot of startup costs for that kind of thing.
Or we could be cruise magnets.
We just
build giant magnets.
Yeah, build giant magnets
in the ocean.
They look like they're like a bodysuit that attaches to the magnet. When a cruise ship walks by, we just like bam to the underbelly.
What?
And then we
totally the opposite of what I was envisioning.
What were you thinking about?
I was thinking we build giant magnets in the middle of international waters. So when these cruise ships come towards it, they all just like glom onto our, and then we fucking steal the cruise ship.
Well, that's piracy.
No. It wouldn't be to plunder. It would be to assume control of the cruise ship and use it to be cruise line owners. That's how we get into the business.
Okay. Now, actually, you've spread an idea for a great idea. Is a mid-international waters, like, docking area where cruise ships can come by, and it's filled with all these new and exciting restaurants and casinos and other things, like, whorehouses because it's international waters. But there's things that, like, they got bored because they've been on their ship for, like, 5 days.
They'd rather do it on a different kind of ship?
It's not even a ship.
Well, it kind of is.
Picture Deep Space Nine. Are you picturing Deep Space Nine?
I think everyone is.
Great. Now that you're picturing Deep Space Nine, picture it, but just in the middle of the water. And it doesn't have to be cruise liners. Any ship. It's like, oh, we're coming up to Deep Sea 9. Come in, and you dock, and there'd be a security chief who can shapeshift. And he'd be like, welcome aboard. You better not cause any trouble. I'm Odo.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know. The thing is, that ship is not. I mean, you're not going to make an island that's connected to the ground. So it's going to be just the same as being on a cruise ship.
You could have it. I don't know, man.
We could build it on the giant floating garbage.
Ooh, we could make it like the garbage pile.
Yeah.
Pacific garbage pile.
Use it for something good.
Oh, you got any articles, Joe?
I got an article.
Hit me with it.
This is from NationalGeographic.com, which you would think would be like on the higher end of the spectrum when it comes to highbrow sort of reporting.
Okay.
This is the headline. Supermoon. Have you heard about supermoon?
Nope.
Supermoon is the biggest full moon of the year.
Okay.
That's all it is. Like the biggest it appears in the sky.
Cool.
Supermoon coming Saturday. Dash. Not a threat to Earth. That's the headline.
Processing.
As if everyone who reads National Geographic is dumb enough to hear the term supermoon and think, oh no, what does that mean for me? Like, what does that mean for human life?
No, even better.